Okay, this is Heroes Chronicles. This is Serpentstair. This is the second week of Ultimatum. How far can Tarnum go? Alright, so he can go that far. If I were to run out to these stables and then run back, I might be able to make it. I can. Okay. So let's just get that stable buff already. Come over here. Think for a moment about what I want to build first. There are so many things. And they're all useful. Let's upgrade the cliff nest. So I can get my favorite Thunderbirds. My favorite friends, the Thunderbirds. Big fan. And recruit everything which is available in Strong Glen. I believe we had a Strong Glen in the first map I was on. I think that's what our opening city was called back then. So I'll put the Thunderbirds and the Orcs near the middle. Goblins can hang out with the Rogues down there. The Wolf Riders can be our fast buddies up top. Now, Tarnum gets to stay there so that he can recover all his spell points. And I want Gondola to come down here, grab me some orcs, give them to Tarnum. I want as much army as I can have. Take that lumber cart. Come over here to the water wheel, and move on to the troll bridge at the beginning of the next turn. So now, there's Thane again. No, wait, that's not Thane, that's Curl. And Curl, I can pretty much guarantee you, is an invented persona for this scenario. That picture is usually associated with a cleric called Lorinus in the base game of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So I now have visited my weeklies over here. And I can hand over some helpful trolls, some more helpful trolls, so that Tarnum has 6. And Tarnum is prepared, with all of his spell points, to head out on my expedition here. I'm going to want to build either the Mage's Guild level 2 or the Hall of Valhalla. I think I'll go with the Mage's Guild level 2. So that if there's any spells in here that he'll find useful, like Blind, or Disrupting Ray, which is a debuff, he can have those for his trip. Wonderful. So we've already visited the stable, we've got lots of wolf raiders down there, so let's go and fight them. My memory of this campaign is of course limited, but I do remember playing this scenario before. I think I did run out of time on it once. Not certain. I'm not certain, I don't remember. What I do certainly remember, though, is that there are going to be traps around here somewhere. In particular, I think there's an idol that you can go up to and kiss for good luck, and if you do, there's an ambush in the way. So that's a thing that I'll have some fun encountering again. And here we've got some cyclopes. Thankfully though, Tarnum just learned Blind. Blind's a creature so that it cannot move and causes it to counterattack at half its normal attack strength. Blindness persists until the unit is attacked or dispelled. This is a very useful thing to use against stacks of ranged units, because for as long as that blindness lasts, it cannot attack me at all. Which is important, because I don't want it to do shit like that. And I would be facing 2 stacks of Cyclops doing that to me, instead of just 1, unless I had blinded or otherwise taken that second one out of the fight, and I can't get there immediately. So debuffing it like that is really my best option. Once I can actually get my troops there, I can take care of it fairly easily. but blindness gives me a couple rounds of not taking damage to my stacks first. So I can even wait. I can even wait. Cyclops is still blind. I'm gonna move my orcs up here so that I can get an easier attack off on them. I can have the rogues come up, and I don't actually want that to be on the rogues. I want that to be the troll's job, because I think they can survive the counterattack. There we go. We're good. So how's that then? 8 cyclopes with only 8 goblins and 3 orcs taken down by one of those stacks in the first turn as casualties. I'm pretty happy with that. Now to not stop and collect all of the resources, Gondola can maybe follow me and do that on her way. How are you doing, Gondola? Do you need anything? No, not really. So that's the other thing that could be really seductive here. If I get both of my heroes kind of stuck over on that side of the map, then they might not be able to come back in time to do what they need to do. How fortunate, my king, says Hardak. He goes on to tell you that there is news from town of the discovery of a nest of rocks. A small boy got lost in the mountains, so the entire clan organized a search party. When they found the child, however, he was hiding safely in a roc's nest. It took some convincing to get the boy away from the motherly birds, but all is well. And with a small expense, the rocks could be tamed for your army. The ancestors are looking after you. 5 additional Thunderbirds available to recruit in Strongland. Oh my goodness, yes please! Yes please! There it is, the Idol of Fortune. Even if I was up here, I would have to pass through this square to get it. I'm pretty sure there is something awaiting me in that square. Okay. Gondola. Can you run all the way to Tarnum with those Thunderbirds this turn? Is that a thing you can do? Because that would be really sweet if that was a thing you could do. You know, so romantic. It'd be really sweet. You'd be his hero. No, not quite. I can get most of the way there. In which case, I'm gonna have to wait to hand those over until next turn, and Tarnum can go and step into an ambush, but he's got a fairly good army with him, so that should be fine. As you approach a magical Idol of Fortune, the ground surrounding it shimmers like a desert horizon. The bushes, trees, and rocks become the troops of your enemy. An ambush! So yeah, this is the kind of thing that you really don't want to run into when you're just trying to buff up for your next real fight and didn't think it was going to be right the fuck now. However, these are all really weak troops, so I should really be fine. This is... well, we got slightly less than 100 units. Those 50 points, will that be enough to... No, not quite. Not that I expect them to do much damage anyway, you know what, I'll wait. Send the rogues forward so that they might get shot at instead of my more core units. Or maybe they'll take out some goblins, but I'm really not all that fussed about it. 2 goblins. As mentioned, large stacks of goblins can be very powerful. Small stacks of goblins are really nothing but cannon fodder. Take out those gremlins. Those gremlins are about to be taken out by the wolf riders anyway, so take out these ones. Get your revenge. We're fine. We're absolutely fucking fine. The goblins aren't fine, but everyone else is fine. Get some additional luck going on in here. Not that I desperately needed that anyway, but... you know, there's also the experience. Hey, boars! These weak creatures will surely flee before us. I fear these creatures are in the mood for a fight. These weak creatures will surely flee before us. What's this? What's this? Is this something that I'm getting from the Idol of Fortune or something? Usually, you can get those readouts through a certain spell. I think Visions will enable you to judge whether creatures are likely to join you or not. But I didn't cast that. Huh. Perhaps Tarnum has somehow, maybe there's been a glitch, or perhaps Tarnum has somehow grown so mighty that he has unerring prediction of the temperament of other army units about the map that he faces. There's several Cyclops Kings there. I think I could take them on. It may or may not be a good idea, but I think I could take them on. Especially with these extra Thunderbirds. Yeah, I'll take those goblins off my hands. They do not matter. I don't want to do this again. Have a Thunderbird. Take a goblin. It's like take a penny, leave a penny, kind of. Stand back, little man. This is Cyclops gold, not for your petty little war, shouts the Cyclops King who guards this mine. I already took on a more fearsome pack of Cyclopes fairly recently. I'm going to use exactly the same techniques again, but I'm going to move up my Thunderbirds to be just behind those rocks. I'm going to wake these ones up. Alright. Tarnum, continue on. Boars are awed by the power of my forces begin to scatter. Do I wish to pursue and engage them? Yes, I do. And there's the Green Keymaster's tent down there. Boars advance, waving their tails around. My wolf riders beat your boars, but the trolls beat them harder. Now that particular artifact I recognize. A brief stop at an improbable rural inn. Improbable. Yields an exchange of money, tails, and accidentally luggage. You find a magical new pair of gloves in your new backpack. I was willing to pick that up with Tarnum, because the equestrian gloves will actually make him faster and very quickly make up for the expense of having to go and get them. Alright, so we've got several genies there. There's a witch hut, there's the Green Keymaster's tent. So I really need to... I do kind of want to go and fight the genies, but there's nothing really over here. I need to go and beat up those serpent flies and get the Green Keymaster's tent. Which also means that I'm going to want to head over to Cream fairly shortly, and I'm going to want to do that with Gondola for reasons that I mentioned earlier. Don't really want to risk walking up to the witch hut and learning something that's not very useful to me. There is a Shrine of Magic Thought. Gondola, I'll have you take control of this gold mine. And then run back in this direction. Now that you have a Thunderbird, you should be able to reach Stronghold pretty much next turn, if not the turn before that, if not next turn, then the turn after that. At which point I should have the Green Keymaster's tent permission, and the Green Keymaster, or the Green Border Guard rather, will let me through. Likely leading to the next tent that I need to visit up there. Which may even be the red one. Just to make this as much of a clusterfuck as possible. I'm not suffering for the wood. I can build an ogre fort. Call that my day 4 of this week. Shrine of Magic Thought is too advanced for Tarnum. Tarnum take on the pack of dragonflies, not serpentflies, my mistake. Same base type. Ah yes, they cast weakness on things. Not gonna stop me though. Ring of Vitality. Nifty. And we have the Keymaster's tent. Finally someone worthy. I shall send word immediately to the border guard that you be allowed to pass. Good. Now that that has been done, I can waste some of Tarnum's precious time picking up resources. Gondola can fly way back over here, fast as the Thunderbirds that she has with her. However, I don't really have access to a decent army until either I can get clicked on the tavern there for some reason. Either I can get Tarnum and his army back over here, or the week clicks over to week 3, at which point I will have some new troops available to me. So it may be that I could have dealt with more resource collection down here and it wouldn't have been a problem because I have to wait anyway. Tarnum's super fast now because of his special gloves. So let's head back up the road. Take some of our sweet time. We've got 3 months, it's still only the first month, we're not even halfway through it. So I can do some resource collection, it's not a big deal. And I will eat my words if the scenario decides to make me. Continue building my city. I might want some cyclopes. I might want a capital. Sure, I'll build the capital first. And then I'll get some cyclopes because I've got a fair amount of income going on. So day 7, let's ensure that the army that we recruit at the beginning of the week can include some ranged cyclopes in it. Sounds good to me. Tarnum can finish up collecting most of the stuff over here. So now this area is pretty much picked clean. And since... I'll do that just because I can. Since Gondola is closer, let's let her have some glory. And pass over most of these troops to her. Because she's a powerful hero in her own right. She's only 1 level lower, more focused on magic. Admittedly, her stats aren't as high in general. But she's still good at what she does. So I can have her race back up here, and even come way over to the Troll Bridge, which seems to be the furthest recruit building, to be ready to recruit things next week. Have Tarnum stand on the stable, and that'll be their starting positions for the next day and the beginning of week 3. That looks acceptable. I can get past that pack of Ogre Magi, past the Green Border Guard, into the lands beyond, which don't look like big lands. Probably a fairly small area. That'll be the ending of this episode. Join me next time for a continuing fight against Curl and his ultimatum.